Your peers
around you.
And what if you have no peers? What if you're above them all? Then what happens?
Well, then I think you need to check yourself, because if you decide that you don't have peers, then you're obviously missing something.
Have you ever heard of the term aboval? You ever heard of the term aboval?
No, I haven't. What is that?
It's above it all. I coined that myself.
Aboval? That's why I haven't heard it, because you coined it. But here, I think that's, I gotta tell you, I think that's an egotistical term, and I think if you think that way, you're gonna miss out. And I have a good example for you right now.
What is it?
So, I heard on NPR the other day an interview, apparently the Library of Congress, the Library of Congress every year picks 25 books that they think are like the books that personify that year in American history, right? One of the books they picked was the making of Herbie Hancock's album.
I love that album.
You know the funk album. He made in the 70s. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. It starts with an H and it's one word. But what it was is he was saying himself, like, he was like
Herbie Hancock is dope though.
Yeah, but he was saying in this interview, he's like, I was only listening to like jazz. I was like totally in my jazz classical, like thought that's all there was to it. And then he's like, and then I noticed Miles Davis was listening to like Jimi Hendrix and the Beatles and all kinds of stuff. And he's like, so I broadened my horizons. And then he got into the Sly and the Family Stone, big time.
Sly and the Family Stone?
No, and then if you listen to that album after hearing that, like, I went home and I listened to it. If you listen to it, you can hear Sly and the Family Stone is a very predominant thing in that album. And he did stuff that was very cool that people have never been able to figure out how he did it. Like, he took beer bottles and he tuned them to sound like an African flute.
I've seen that before with like wine glasses and shit.
No, but he did this with on a jazz album. It's the first jazz.
But how does that relate to the greatest painter alive?
Well, because I'm saying this in a sense of not to be so precocious in your thinking about your particular art. Because if you think that you're the greatest painter or artist alive, then I use this as an example that you're going to be missing a lot of what's going on in the rest of the universe, as Herbie Hancock was. And then when he broadened his horizons, he got into all kinds of crazy shit, and then sold the first jazz album to ever go platinum in this country.